Peaceful Gathering of Hands is a free and collaborative event to unify diverse groups and individuals working for a more peaceful, healthy, and sustainable city. People of all ages and backgrounds come from every corner of the city to this amazing event. We have a wide variety of workshops and interactive activities, as well as a potluck where people can bring whatever their favorite foods are to share with the larger community. Our values include equality, radical collaboration, spontaneity, and dynamic creativity.
Happy Saturday! Let's make some noise! Welcome to the third annual Peaceful Gathering of Hands. Thank you all for being here. There's so many people helping out with this event. We like to say we each have a peaceful puzzle piece. I know it sounds kind of lame, but it's true. We each got a piece to contribute to this, otherwise it wouldn't be happening. And we've got all these different tents with cool projects around the city. That's a big point of this event, is to celebrate all of the awesome things already happening. And for those of us that aren't very involved, we can meet lots of new people and make a lot of new connections. And to celebrate this, I got a little call and response song to sing here. And we can kick around this ball to our neighbors as it goes. So please repeat after me. It goes like this. Peace is the message and we pass it around. Peace is the message and we pass it around. Make sure you pass the ball to your neighbor so it doesn't go in the middle. You can repeat that too. Alright, peace is the message and we pass it around.
Peace is the message and we pass it around.
We demonstrate this in the Pittsburgh town.
We demonstrate this in the Pittsburgh town.
Peace is the message and we pass it around.
Peace is a verb instead of a noun. Peace is the message and we pass it around.
Demonstrate this in the Pittsburgh town.
We demonstrate this in the Pittsburgh town.
Peace is the message and we pass it around.
Peace is the message and we pass it around.
Peace is a verb instead of a noun.
Peace is a verb instead of a noun.
What I experienced when I came to the Peaceful Gathering. I must have gotten there a little bit towards the end, but once I rode in up that hill feeling like I'm going to a place where I'm going to be connected with community again, where I'm going to be with people who have this positive energy and these vibes. So I had a great expectation coming in, and it was really beautiful coming in. There was a circle as we were getting in, and I think once we arrived, the circle just broke out. So everybody was going back in to do different sessions.
I was involved with Peaceful Gathering of the Hands by teaching a yoga class.
And so what ends up happening is there's kids running around, there's people doing yoga over here, there's a workshop over here. But if you just feel like lying down in the grass at that moment, that's perfectly fine.
Opposed to a music festival or something, there's a lot more variety of ages and different types of people, and then I really enjoyed the element of there not, no present or obvious like alcohol or drug use going on. And admittedly, a lot of the music festivals or social events like I go to, not that I'm totally opposed to it, and then I also enjoyed like the family vibe without it being all about like the family, without it being like completely geared towards kids. Kids were able to participate with all the events that were happening as were adults.
Went to Bobby's session. She was not even, it wasn't a session, she was sitting under the tree with those the papers, and we're talking about the human body and its connection to the universe. And I was talking to one of the ladies who was there, and she was explaining to me how the body's connected to other energy.
Because we have a lot of neighborhoods here, so people can often get isolated in their own little nook or cranny, and the Peaceful Gathering of Hands is intended to bring people from all these different neighborhoods together to get to know each other, see that we have common goals, common projects.
So I think what makes Peaceful Gathering unique is that there's not a lot of concrete activities planned every year. We try to keep it kind of open, an open experience where you just come and you feel peaceful inside. There's nothing negative going on. This is just a place for you to come and play and relax and be yourself.
And I remember wanting to eat, so I went to the table, and there was all this free food and a lot of fruit, and everyone was and there were a bunch of people at the tables too, just, you know, chilling, having good vibes. Everything was really mellow, and there was a drum circle going on after a while, and this is all right after that first circle that everybody had.
At the Peaceful Gathering of Hands, a lot of things happen. People all congregate, they gather, you could say, and a lot of people who are doing various activities, most of which are positive and progressive, I would say, if not all of which, were able to set up booths or tents and share their information and their knowledge of things that they've been focusing on, things like permaculture, or like organic food, or, you know, yoga, Reiki, that type of stuff.
So let's all just plant our feet in the ground, whether we have shoes on or not. And just please join hands with your neighbor and close your eyes for a moment. We're going to have a moment of being here. So let's just let it be for a few moments. And as the Hopis say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Happy Saturday. Thank you for being here.
My role in the Peaceful Gathering of Hands has been one of the lead organizers, and we all started about 3 years ago in 2011, and it seemed that the idea for the Peace Gathering was in a lot of people's minds. And I guess I was the first one who was crazy enough to actually think that we could actually do it.
And I was at a meeting one night, and I remember Kevin coming in and saying, announcing to the crowd, I want to hold the biggest peace gathering in the history of Pittsburgh.
And a lot of people were like, yeah, I've been thinking about this also. It seems like a perfect idea. And so we started having what we call coalescences, which is a much more fun version of a meeting.
Powerful experience just in the planning stages, because we were sort of coming together as friends and as a group, a cohesive group.
Things just seemed to magically come together. People, the right person would walk in right at the right time who was good with making flyers, or people just had connections all over the city to spread the word through newspaper and radio.
We just came up with some beautiful ideas and made some great friendships, kind of fell in love with each other in a way.
First it was like, nobody's here, and then like people started to come, and then and there was a lot of things going on, so I was like, gather, come here, come on, get some yoga. I mean, it was really cool for, you know, more hardcore yoga heads, yoga nerds like myself, just to be like, hey, I'm at a place, let's get some more yoga on.
Can you feel the rhythm? You are the rhythm. Yeah, yes, we are the rhythm.
It was good just sitting down and relaxing and just being in the moment and allowing myself to experience what was happening around me.
So one of the challenges we faced this past year was we didn't think we were going to have enough tents for the event, because we wanted one for the welcome tent, for the food, for the music, for the healing area, and for the kids zone. And so we were stressing out a little bit of where we were going to get these tents, because part of the process of the peace gathering is that we strive to use the resources that our community already has instead of going to Walmart and spending all this money on stuff and using it once. We try to use the resources that we already have. And so I was kind of stressing out a little bit as to whether we were going to have enough tents there, because it's always really sunny. And then sure enough, when I show up there on the morning, there was people there already setting up multiple tents that we did not expect were going to be there. They just heard the word through the grapevine of our community, and they brought their tents to share their stuff and to help for the community at large. And then out of nowhere, this guy comes and he's like, "Oh, I just heard about this like 2 days ago. I brought this massive tent." And literally it was like the biggest tent we've ever had up there. It was huge. And it just showed up.
Not allowed to get the poultry. So for instance, you've got the 12 grids instead of 10. There's only 10 in the
And it was just so powerful being there with all those people experiencing this art, and it's right in Pittsburgh, and all the kids are playing and everyone's dancing. It's like, how can you not be happy?
The general vibe is great. There's a lot of amazing people in Pittsburgh, and I haven't been to a lot of other cities. I have a feeling that's happening in a lot of other cities, but it seems like people who are focused in on progression and love of humanity and, I don't know, maybe change, evolution, have been finding each other in Pittsburgh, like really strong vibrational energy types.
What we're doing here now is an evolution of the groundwork that was laid during the 60s and 70s. In a way, a lot of the establishment was shaken up, and in a way a lot of people just slipped back into the doldrums of mundane reality of getting a job and going to work and behaving like a normal functional human in society.
So what makes the peaceful gathering of hands different from other events is, one, it's focused on community. Even when everyone is doing different workshops, you still understand the main reason why everyone's here, and it's really rooted in that community piece.
Just the sense of everyone that was coming together that day was there with a purpose of, I can relax, I can be myself, I can be happy, no negativity need to be around me anywhere. And that was just the most beautiful intention that brought everyone together.
Time we had it May 21st, 2011. Just hundreds of people came. I think our largest circle was around 400 people, all holding hands together, united for a more peaceful, beautiful, sustainable city. And it just totally blew me away that we had been planning this for a couple months, just like visualizing what it was going to be like. And then when we finally arrived on that day, it was just like a dream come true. And my specific role on the day of the event, I would walk around with a megaphone reminding people to gather.
We basically center it around the circles that we hold every hour.
Take a deep breath and let it out. Feel the rhythm of your very own heart beating. This is for you and me. It's for all of us. Feel the rhythm. You are the rhythm. Yes, we are the rhythm of
Nice to just take a stranger's hand sometimes. We don't do that often enough. So that happens at the peaceful gathering, and then through that, stilling the mind, taking breath, or there was singing involved sometimes. Just you get to feel reality a little bit more genuine, a little bit more pure, and a little bit more. And that's through others. You can't experience the world completely through yourself. You have to sometimes feel and see the world through others' eyes.
I made tons of new friends. I saw little kids joining together and climbing trees.
I climbed one tree with a 9-year-old old.
We had a wonderful time at the Peaceful Gathering of Hands, and I say we meaning the whole family. And Isaiah and Talula were running all over the place, holding hands and throwing the ball.
Wow.
I think I hugged almost everybody there, and everyone was just, "Hey, Clara, come dance with me on singers." Everyone's so beautiful. There was a lot of hugging.
End of the last circle, we all decided to do this giant group hug. And this year for me was the time when I actually started to feel like as we got closer and closer, we became one giant, breathing, living organism.
So I do believe that this idea and concept could really catch on with people all over the world. It's just a matter of getting a team of people who's devoted to spreading the word and to just keep reminding people like, hey, we're all gonna gather on that one day. I feel like that's really the key to the whole thing, is just getting it in everyone's mind to be there on that day. Once everyone's there, the magic will basically happen. The new friendships will happen, the connections will happen. And so in order for this to catch on, I would just say you need a team of at least 5 people who are willing to make flyers, hand out flyers at other events, and to reach out to all these other groups that could come and kind of display their project or their artwork.
If you're interested in being with a community of people who are open, who are loving, who are accepting of who you are, and if you're looking for a space where you can find yourself in this other puzzle of Pittsburgh, if you're looking for yourself, that beating heart, I would encourage you strongly to come to Peaceful Gathering of Hands, because there is nothing going on there that is not going to touch you at some level.
guys. So we're trying to look. Yeah, if you can try and help me, I'm gonna try and look for another guy.